All right, everybody. Yeah, look at that pinwheel blowing. You know what is amazing about this today's special? If you've never heard of Vornado, it is an amazing, amazing company, and they specialize in not making fans, but creating what we call air circulators. And this is no ordinary circulator. You don't want to just blow the air around. You want to be able to circulate it and get it around and spread the cool air that may already be in your home from your air conditioning, or the warm air that might be from your heater in wintertime. You're going to save money in any season. This is the Vornado fans that have been used by professionals for 20, 30 years. Musicians use these to keep their musicians cool when they're back there, because again, you need to get instantly cool. When you're sweating and you're a drummer or a guitar player, you need that air focused on you, and that's what this machine is able to do. We have it available in the brand new, beautiful white. It also comes in a beautiful black version. You've got multi-directional, different ways you can utilize this, but it is very smooth and very efficient. Our price today is $20 less than it'll be everywhere else at only $79.95. Our shipping is reduced to $5, and it's only $15 and change on FlexPay. Why do we want this right now, Miss Megan? Oh. Because it's hot outside.
I'm like getting a hot flash just looking at that heat map right now.
It's like
all that
smoking hot.
That dark gray is triple digits, and that's, I mean, that's just the temperature. Then you're talking about the heat index, and it's even worse. You guys were seeing this pinwheel going. I want you to fully understand that this is coming from the black Vornado 660 that is 20 feet away from me. So this is no joke when we talk about the power that's behind this unit. This is not a fan. This is a ultra high performance fan, and that has a special name. It's called an air circulator. So this is totally different than anything that you might have in home. And just by the physical look, if you think about what a fan looks like, it's normally just the grill with the blade in the middle. There's a lot more going on with this, and I'll get into that. I'll put my nerd hat on and tell you all about it. But what you really want to know is how much power it can have and what's the simple technology that's inside. Right. And that simple technology is called Vortex. It is special to Vornado. They actually created this with the Vornado plane back in the 1920s, and that was a plane that actually fought in World War II. The plane aviators then developed the Vornado fan based off of that propeller. You see this tornado effect, how it's spinning? Yeah. And the balloon is staying where it is.
Coolest thing ever.
This is a magic trick. Like, there's nothing attached to it. There's no string. This is that Vornado technology. It's sending it around and around, and it's sending it up. If I was to put this on the next setting, it would go through the rafters. This is only on low and medium at this point in time.
This shows you how it controls what we call the funnel of air, and there's a lot of ways that it does that. Not only the blade design on the inside, but the channeling on the outside. And when you look at these up close, you'll notice they look very similar to the fan on a jet engine, right? Which is all about controlling air, circulating the most powerful air, and then using it in an airplane's case to take off, or in a boat's place to move faster. That's what this does. It focuses the air, concentrates it out there in this V pattern. We can talk about it all day, but you're gonna show everybody how it works.
Yeah, this is a great way for you to see where it's going. So we have this great 90-degree tilt, so you can see that it's going up and it's going across. This air is actually traveling 100 feet all the way to the back of the studio. You can't see it because we can only show so much on camera, but it's gonna travel 100 feet. And I want you to really, really see. I have to wait till this charges back up, but notice we weren't all smoky and foggy. Right. There's so much going on in the back of this unit. That motor is pulling in everything that was coming its way, and it's shooting straight out, and it's not gonna stop. It's gonna jump off the wall, jump off the ceiling, go back into the unit. So what we're seeing right now is your typical oscillating fan. Well, I'll tell you what, Vornado doesn't oscillate, we circulate. You see with that oscillation, one person's cool, then another person's cool. With whole room air circulation, you are now cooling down the entire room. So I don't care if you're sitting, standing, laying on the ground, one side of the room, the other side of the room, everybody is getting that same cool air, because with whole room circulating, you're blending the hot spots with the cool spots, and that's how you're getting an overall more comfortable experience.
You get 360 degrees of cool or hot, depending on what season it is, because remember, this takes your existing room temperature and it moves it around. So if you have your thermostat set, normally you would set it at 72. You go ahead and put it up to 75, and then you use the air circulator, and you watch the amount of money that you will save every month on that electric bill. And I'm telling you,
this will quickly pay for itself. And we have the 5-year warranty. So you're gonna pay for it in one season, but then guarantee you know this is gonna last you for 5 years.
Where's that little box fan? Let's pull that out. I wanna show you something. So
little, what is your definition of little? Because to me, this is not little.
Hand me that for 1 second. So let me show you something really, really quick. Okay, this is your typical little box fan. You buy this at the drugstore, probably, I don't know, $24, 20, 25, whatever it is. This comes with probably a 30-day warranty, maybe if you're lucky. 30-day warranty, 5-year warranty, 30 days, or 5 years. I said 5 days. 5 years on the warranty.
Ugly? Stylish.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at this, really quick, because I know you want to show your demo.
I'm so mean to the box fan.
I want you to look at how it's created, all right? First of all, you have to unscrew everything to get inside to clean it. Ours pops off easily so you can clean those blades. Notice the blades are relatively flat here, and they're very flimsy. It's because it's cheap. It's less material. It's cheaper to do. You're not going to get directed air. This is just going to come in, or it'll be one direction, pretty much, right in front of it. So if you want to cool off, be prepared to sit like that and make the funny noise into the fan blade. Exactly. Or you could stick it in a window. So really, one of the only good things is to get air out of the room, not so much to cool yourself down. There's no design on the blade, on the front of it, that's going to give you any air direction, right? Other than it's just a cage.
It's just literally going through. And we're going to talk about ours is special because it has that special design. It's going to actually offset the air, and that's part of the technology.
It's not plugged in.
My small Vornado is actually powering the box fan.
Show the cord.
And it's not, we're not plugged in right now. I mean, you were just holding it. It's not plugged in. It's powering the box fan. And if I very quickly just put my anemometer up to see the power of what's coming out, we can see the miles per hour. So 10.7, 10.9, 10.6, 11.8. We're talking about 11.8 miles per hour.
What is the average? What does the average fan do? 2 to 8. Okay, so this is like 5 to 6 times more power that you're going to feel. And we're going to show you why you feel that in just a second, because we're going to show you the blades and everything that's in there. But a lot of people, Miss Megan, resort to an oscillating fan like this one.
Because we've been brainwashed to think oscillation is everything.
It takes up half the space.
No, and you want to do the honors? Are you cool?
No. Well,
it's
inside. I try to be. No, watch. It'll get to me.
There you go. 1, 2.
That was it.
You got 2 whole seconds. Congratulations.
1. I didn't even get 1 that time because it's not strong enough to.
Well, and because it's direct air, so it's only going straight. You're not getting it up high and down low. This is the comparison right here. You see those dots? One's cool, one's not for the bottom oscillation. But for full room circulation, everybody is cooled down because it's not about it's not about cooling off one person at a time.
Megan, where's our little blade?
Oh,
where is it?
That's a great question.
You sitting on it?
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
We're going to get nerdy for a second. I'll keep it kind of quick. But with your typical fan, like what you saw with our box fan, it is the grill, and the blade, the big flimsy blade in the middle. This bad boy is not flimsy. You're talking about durability. You're talking about fully contoured.
You see how thick it is?
This curvature right here is what's going to scoop up a huge amount of air and send it through. So when I turn this sideways, you see what's going on. There's 4 things that separates a fan from a whole room circulator. We start with this piece. It's called an inlet accelerator. That gets the max amount of air to go in efficiently. It's pushing it to this deep pitch blade, which again churns so much air and sends it into this duct right here. This is what you see when you're looking at an airplane. It's taking that air and creating this cone shape. That's the Tornado. Vortex technology creates a tornado, Vornado. That's how we got our name. And then lastly, this looks like a beautiful grill, and it is. But this is beautiful not only by design, but for technology as well. It takes that tight spiral and it offsets it. That means it's going to elongate it. That's how we're sending all of this air 100 feet. There's a lot going on in this unit, but because it's simple, it's classic, it doesn't have any crazy LED and computer this and that, it's true technology, they can guarantee it for 5 years.
Let's come up close up at the back if you can, guys. I want to show how you tilt it, because that is, let's show that first. So this bar, this is, you grab this, and this is how, so you can adjust this very,
no clicking,
there's no clicking.
No things to pull up and pull down, and then it breaks, and then you only have one way to do it. It glides. It's called the glide bar because literally it glides from one position to the next super easily. And then as far as the buttons, no more knobs. We now have just the little clicks. And so we start with our power button. And on the opposite side, we go low, medium, high, and turbo. Because we need a little turbo in our life, guys.
And what this is going to do is going to cool your room down real fast. Let me show you this blade one more time. And you look at it, and I know what you're all, I think most of you are thinking is, you know what that looks a lot like? It looks like the prop on a power boat, right?
Yes.
Now, when you're a boat and you're a big, heavy boat and you weigh a ton or two or whatever it is, and you have something this small that's powering the boat, it's got to be powerful, right? And the design must be special. Notice that these blades don't lay flat.
Nope.
Like the blades in that box fan over there. These are curved. That's to generate as much thrust as they can. So that's why something only this size can create that much thrust. It's thick, it's heavy duty. When you look underwater and you see that trail coming away from a power boat, that's the kind of power that this little, sort of turbine machine there can kind of create. It's crazy. And same with a jet engine, right? When you're a jet engine, you got to lift hundreds of tons of weight off the ground, and yet you're doing it with an engine that looks just like this, right? Small and focused, it's the technology.
It is, and it's that Vortex technology. And again,
Stole my balloon.
I'm sorry, I did steal it. I'm gonna put this on one higher.
So
it came
cool.
from plane technology. So the engineers of Vornado, they created the Vornado plane, and the Vornado plane, and that's the plane that actually fought in World War II.
Yeah.
So this would have been created a lot sooner if those engineers weren't busy fighting for our country.
Yeah.
So this came out in 1945, and we've been leaders since then when it comes to airflow technology and creating whole room circulators.
Yeah. Let's put up a picture of a room. We'll show you, and Megan will explain how this is working for you, okay? You see that spinning technology? We kind of went off of it, but it's all right. Are we moving?
There we go.
Show that thing you were just showing. Yeah, if you don't mind, we'll show that animation. We didn't get to talk over it, so tell me what we're looking at here.
The animation. Okay, so you're seeing the red and you're seeing the blue. That means there's hot spots and cool spots, which happens in every home if you have windows or poor circulation. By having whole room circulation, that hot and cold is actually mixing together every time it goes back into the unit. So after 2-3 minutes, you've actually created the same temperature throughout the entire room. So that means now everyone gets to be comfortable, not just the person that's near the AC, it's also the person that's near the window where maybe it's 80-90 degrees outside. Everyone, whether they're on the ground, sweet little doggy, he's comfortable too.
Smart
we gotta look out for our pets.
No, I know.
So we gotta take care of them. And it all spans from this Vortex technology. You see it kind of spinning around. That's that cone shape. Again, this is no trick. I mean, it's a party trick. It's really fun to do.
Yeah, but it works.
There's no...
Well, because we've got a funnel here, and this will stay within the funnel. The funnel gets larger and larger the farther away you go, which is why we can use the little whirly bird thing over there from 25 or 30 feet away from the fan. That's what it does. Listen, the way to get cool when you're hot is through a little something called evaporative cooling. Evaporative cooling is breeze going against your skin. That's just the scientific thing. That's how you cool. That's why, if you're wet, if you want to know how to do it, you wet your hand and then blow on it. It gets cold, right? That's evaporative cooling. The only way to do that is with some type of a wind current. You can't get that from an air conditioner. An air conditioner is like a big refrigerator. It cools the air, but it doesn't move the air. And it takes forever to get cool because it has to circulate around the room and make its way back into the intake of your AC. This will take that circulation and kick it up for you. This will enable your air to reach everywhere a lot faster. If you want a cheap box fan, go ahead and buy one. You'll spend $30. You'll have it for a year. Maybe it'll make noise. If that's what you want, that's fine. If you want a fan that's gonna save you money, and I don't even call this a fan, it's a circulator. If you want a machine, let's call it, that's gonna save you money all year round because you use it in wintertime too when you're trying to move the heat. This is the only difference in the winter is you turn it straight up in the air because as we know, hot air rises. This is gonna move that hot air off the ceiling and bring it back down. So it'll do that in the winter, saving you money then. It'll do it in the summer. I would probably guess that this will pay for itself in one summer.
Correct.
With the amount of money that you'll save over the next 4 months or so on your air conditioning bill, just because you can turn it down from 75 or from 72 or 73, maybe up to 75. And this is what'll keep you cool. This will keep you cooler than the air conditioner will, because this is what's gonna give you that evaporative cooling.
Well, because again, your air conditioning system, it can only do so much, and it's pushing in cold air, but it's not necessarily traveling around the entire room.
It's not instant.
It's not instant. It takes time.
It takes an hour to cool a room down.
This is pretty instant. It's actually 584 cubic feet per minute. So I know that's a crazy number, but basically it's moving that much air every single minute, and most rooms are not 584 cubic feet. Right now, I want you to know, it's actually on. Can you hear it?
No, it's so quiet.
This is on low.
The one in front of us right here.
This is medium.
Yeah.
Still
And we have both of our microphones on.
Yep. I can actually hear it now, but now I'm on high. So this is a big difference, and of course, turbo. But remember, turbo is for your really large room.
Yeah.
So if you have
You're
a room that's that large,
right.
trust me, this is going to be nowhere near you. You're going to feel it, but you're not going to be here yet.
That's what you want to do when you want to get that room cool in a hurry. Put it on turbo, aim it on an angle like we're showing you right there, and let it bounce off the walls. Your air in your room will cool down so fast. And I'm not talking about 5, 10 feet, 20, 30, 40 feet away. You will feel that air hitting you. It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's again talk about oscillation, because I know everybody is saying, but I have an oscillating fan and oscillation is the best. I love oscillation. But do you really love oscillation? Because when I think of that, I think about standing directly in front of it and chasing the air. If it goes to the left, I go to the left. If it goes to the right, I go to the right. Because if I'm not standing directly in front of it, I am not feeling a darn thing. With whole room circulation, I'm telling you, it is a complete game changer. It is this tornado effect. It's Vortex technology that's traveling all the way to the other side of the room. A typical fan, you're lucky if you get 10 feet. I'm talking about 10 times further, 100 full feet, bouncing off the walls, off the ceilings, going back into my unit. All those blue dots, you and I could be on totally opposite sides of the room and we're both gonna be cool. And better yet, you can be comfortable without having direct airflow that's drying out your eyes, your mouth, knocking over your book as you're trying to read. This is not an overpowering wind. That's not the purpose of it. It's constant and it's not supposed to be directly aimed at you. It's just supposed to be anywhere in your home where it can then bounce off the ceiling and go back
You wanna get that room as cool as quickly as you can. This is the way to do it. As I told you, when I was a kid, a lot younger, I shouldn't say kid, yeah, it's kind of a kid. That's when I got my first Vornado fan, and I got it because I knew guys that were in the music business, and they said, oh, you gotta get a Vornado fan. It's the only one to go to. It's gonna really keeps you cool. It's specially designed. It looks like a jet engine, and I was blown away, and I finally got one. And let me tell you, I spent $50 for a fan half this size for a Vornado fan about 20 years ago. They were, you know, I'm telling you, this technology was expensive. The fact that they're keeping the prices great is awesome, but I had that fan for years. I think my brother took it. I can't remember, but it's probably still running. As an Yvette that has had hers for 25 years, this is a fan that's gonna last you year after year. If you're looking for a cheapo replacement fan, don't buy it. Get a fan that's gonna last. This is, you know, people will go out and they'll spend $400 on a room air conditioner, and they don't think anything of it. This is $79 on something that's really gonna make the difference in elevating the coolness and the comfort of a room, while at the same time bringing down the cost of your monthly bills.
Well, and you're also getting that 5-year warranty. So you have the peace of mind of knowing for 5 straight years you have a piece of equipment that's gonna work for you for all seasons.
That's crazy.
Right now, I know you're gonna use it for summer because it's so ridiculously hot and it's barely even June. So of course you're gonna be taking that cool air and spreading it throughout your home. But don't forget, at some point in time, this heat is gonna finally cool down and you're gonna have the ability to put this in front of your space heater. And now you're gonna have heat traveling throughout your entire home. Or, you know, you put it in front of your stairs and you have it directed up to send the cool air up.
I love looking at it.
But we talk about the box fan.
Look at this. When you look at it though, right?
It's so pretty.
They're beautiful and they're made to be that way. They're gorgeous, but doesn't it look like if you had one of these on one side of an airplane and one on the other, that's what the airplane intake looks like, right?
It does.
It looks like that, right? Well, we're channeling, remember, in an airplane, you're focusing on getting the air in the engine. We're doing the opposite, so we take that and put it on the other side of the engine
just reverse.
Where the air comes out.
Exactly.
And that's why it's so powerful. It's all this all the swirl you see, that's all built in to give this the maximum effectiveness in cooling a room.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the engineers, they wanted to create the most efficient piece of technology, and that's what they did here. And you can see that by this simple design. That box fan that we keep talking about, it's not plugged in, it's not moving. As soon as I put my little smaller footprint Vornado circulator, I can fully power that big old ugly box fan, which again, we talk about the design of the grill. Over there, that's straight. The air's just going straight through. It's not directional. This is directional.
It's unbelievable. Remember, you can get this. It's a one-day only. I don't think we've ever done a Vornado fan as a Today's Special. First time ever.
No, this is the first time. We've actually only had this on air twice, and it was last year.
We don't get these very often, all right? These are, you know, when we talk about like our Bose sound systems, we don't get a lot of that very often because this is the upper end of the category. In fact, this is its own category because 9 out of 10 times when you see something in a store, it's a fan. All a fan does is move the air from here to there, straight in an arrow. This uses all that technology to create a cone that widens as it gets farther away. So in many cases, if you want to cool more of the room, you pull this back With a regular fan, you have to move it up. With this one, you pull it back, and it covers everything. If you buy it today, it's going to come with a 5-year warranty. There's no extra charge for that today. You look at the price that we have, it's only $79.95. We're doing reduced shipping and handling on this as well. And I think it's, what, $15.99 to get it home?
Such a
You're not
steal.
going to find that deal anywhere. And if you look right there, look at the customer pick, well, it disappeared, but there was all the stars in a row.
Oh.
That's because there they are. They went up there. There they are. Try to use my screen.
I forgot it is a customer pick. And it has a 4.8 review.
It's almost perfect. Well, you would expect that. We get the same reviews for Bose and for a lot of our Hunter, all these products across the board. Andrew Lessman, all these guys that are with us.
But it's fun because when you read the reviews, these are from places in Arizona, in Texas, in super hot places where people are saying, it's changed my life.
Yeah, and listen, we all know you can go out there and buy a fan for 20 bucks easily.
You can, of course.
Now, but again, for my money, and not that my money's any more important or yours is any less important, I want to get the best deal. I want something that lasts. Now, they give you a 5-year warranty on this. Do you know why? Because they know it's probably going to last you 25 years. But they're going to give you the 5-year because there's like, you know, it's just going to keep going.
They believe in their work. We had Yvette on Facebook Live. She said that she got this as a wedding gift 25 years ago, and her unit is still working. It's a great deal. Megan, great job again. I know you're coming back in a couple of hours. Stay tuned. We got more at home coming up right after this.